The big difference between a PEO and a payroll company is really about how they deliver the services to their clients. And so, you'll see that, there's a lot of PEOs and payroll companies that look very similar from a service offering. They all offer payroll, they'll have some type of HR technology or HR support. Some payroll companies might, even dabble in some employee benefits. But really the difference between a PEO and a payroll company is all about that co-employment model, right? With the agreement that a client signs with a PEO versus the agreement that a client signs with a payroll company. So, when a client signs with a PEO, that agreement is essentially mapping out what the co-employment relationship looks like. So who is responsible for what, and where is there either a liability shift or where there is a shared liability. With a payroll company, they're a service provider. They're a vendor. For the most part, you can do what you want in that system. Even if you're not registered in a specific state quite yet, you can still go ahead and pay someone through that payroll company, and they might not catch that the unemployment account isn't set up in that state, as an example. Whereas with a PEO, because the PEO has skin in the game, there's shared compliance, they are really making sure that the client company is doing things in the most compliant way because it's on the PEO as well. So there's just a little bit of an added benefit that the PEO is also putting their name on what is happening in employment for that specific business that they're contracted with. So one of the things that really is eye-opening to a business owner as they start to hire employees for the first time is the number of acronyms that they're going to learn through HR and payroll compliance. You've got things like FLSA, ACA, FMLA, DOL, EEOC, I-9s, COBRA, ERISA. The list just continues to grow and grow, especially as, legislation continues to be passed in Washington as well as in localities as well. So in a world where you have so many acronyms, really the only acronym that a business owner needs to remember is PEO, because a PEO is able to handle all of these different compliance rules that have different acronyms and long names and keep it simple for the business owner. So the only one you need to know, PEO. So when I think about what good health coverage is, it's really hard to paint broad strokes because everybody's situation is different. A 32-year-old single male with no health issues has different needs than a family of four that might have someone with diabetes in the family, right? It's just two very different things. So it's a very individual experience. And so, when I'm meeting with business owners, it's really about trying to understand what they're trying to accomplish. What is within their budget on a monthly basis for premium? What are they comfortable with spending it from an overall out of pocket on an annual basis? What do they feel comfortable with on the deductibles? So, when we meet with business owners and, even small teams, we're trying to accommodate for that overall population. So what good health coverage means for one company is going to be entirely different than another one. So it's all about learning about that business and those folks and those people and putting together a comprehensive plan that fits for them.